Hello, welcome to the Robotics4Kids tutorial. My name is Emerike Adeze. I'm a STEM education facilitator and I'll be your guide through this video. Hello guys, how are you today? I know it's been quite some time since we shared a Scratch tutorial. Hope you've been enjoying other lessons on the Robotics Kids platform. In this lesson, I'll be showing you something cool actually. There is a Scratch feature we've not explored before. I'll show you that, and I'll also teach you how to create a function and use it in your code. So this Scratch feature will allow us to explore how to create drawings using sprites in Scratch. So if you come over here, the bottom left, click on this icon. It will open an extension here. Then you see there are so many features here that we've not tried out before. Some of them will require internet connection. A few others would require both internet and Bluetooth connection. But for this particular lesson, we'll be using the pen extension. So I'll click on this here, and here it brings out all the block of codes I need to carry out, to write the program. We'll be learning how to draw shapes, actually, how to draw shapes. We'll use this cat sprite. There's no need changing it because any sprite will do just the same. So I'll reduce the size of this to 60 to make it smaller, so that it doesn't take up all the screen when drawing the shape. So basically this pen feature is the same as you holding a pencil and then trying to draw on your book. So this pen feature gives your sprite a pen, and then you can actually choose or set the color you want, and the pen, when you give the sprite a command, this pen is used to draw that shape you've given in your code as a command. Let's understand what a function is. A function is a small piece of code that would be executed until a certain requirement is met. Okay, it's like you waking up in the morning and then removing your bed cover, dusting your bed and spreading the bed cover again, stretching and tucking it in until your bed looks neat. What is the whole essence of going through that process? To make sure that your bed is made. So the function for your bed to be made would require you to stand up, take out your bed cover, dust your bed, and then spread and tuck in the bed cover again. So we're going to write a code in this tutorial that would tell the sprites, we'll give it a step-by-step instruction on how to do a particular thing, so that one requirement, one certain thing is done, is carried out, and that is that drawing. Okay, so the first thing we'll do to start is I'll come over here, I'll select when the flag is clicked. So for when the flag is clicked, because we have this pen feature, it's assumed that the pen is ready and could be used at any point. So for us to make sure that the pen does not draw when we don't want it to, the first thing you do is to select pen up here. So this code, when your pen is up, you can't actually write anything on your sheet of paper. So it is actually when your pen is down on the sheet of paper that if you move your hand, something will be scribbled on the paper. So we are assuming that this right here, this cat is holding a pen, but then because the pen is up, this cat can't write anything. So that is the essence of this code, pen up. Then we would ask it to go to a certain position, that is, go to x0, y0. X0, y0 actually is the center of this display screen, this section over here, the middle here, that is where x-axis, 0 on x and y-axis is here. So when this cat is here, then we would ask it to bring the pen down here. Bring the pen down and turn the pen to 90 degrees. Point in direction 90 degrees. So because our sprite is here and it has its pen down on the paper, we would want it to point that pen towards this angle here. This is 90 degrees. So the next instruction would be what the cat would do to actually carry out the drawing. So for this particular drawing, the shape we'll be drawing is a square. Then from a square, we'll get to explore how to draw other shapes. So for a square, we would say, go to Control, select repeat 10 times, or go to Motion, select move 10 steps, and then we'll select turn 15 degrees. Okay, I'll change these entries, this to 100 and this to 90 degrees, and this 4 times. Alright, let me explain. So when flag is clicked, we want the pen up so you don't mistakenly write anything. We would ask the sprite to go to this location, this position, that's here. Then when it gets there, you should put the pen down, ready to write or draw as the case may be. Then if the pen is down, you should make sure the pen is pointing to this angle 90. So once the sprite is ready and has executed all of this, we would want it to take 100 steps and turn another 90 degrees. Okay, so if we're drawing a square, 100 steps means that we want the size of that square to be 100 by 100. So if it takes 100 steps and turn 90 degrees, it will turn this way, and then it will take another 100 steps this way, turn 90 degrees again, take another 100 steps, turn 90 degrees again, take another 100, so the square is complete. That is why it needs to repeat these 2 codes 4 times for it to get 100, 100, 100, 100, and the square is complete. So let's try it out. Here, so you see that. Now let me explain with this square here. So this cat will move from this position 0 xy, 0 on x and y axis, and it will take 100 steps this way. That is the first 100 step. Then it should turn 90 degrees. It means the cat will turn this way, take another 100 steps this way, turn this way, take another 100 steps this way, turn here, take another 100 steps this way, and come back to that position. So that is how you get the square, by taking 100 steps in a 90-degree direction 4 different times. Okay, I know that is a lot, but so if we would want the sprite to not draw just one square, if we would want it to draw squares repeatedly or in a particular format, that is where the function comes in, so that we can call in this function instead of writing take 100 steps, and when you're done take another 100 steps, take 1,000,000 steps. It gets tedious. So what we'll do is to create a function, and then for every time we want it to run for like 4, 5, 10 times, we'll just call that function and tell it how many times we want it to run. So that will require us to explore another feature. You come here, click on blocks. So now you have to create your own block. So here that has the block name, we'll type in, let's call it draw square. Okay, so draw square. So this is the function we've created. So what do we want draw square to do? Here, if you notice, you see that you have, this is the code that has the pen, but this is the code that has the action the sprite has to take for the pen to draw the correct object. So we'll take this part of the code and place it here. Now this is the function you have to call under this place so that your sprite can draw the square anytime you want it and how many times you want it. So it's as simple as that. This is your function, this one. So for you to call this function, what you have to do is just to come over here where you have my blocks. Once you create a block, it automatically provides another block for you. And there is something else I didn't show you. Okay, let's come over here to my block. You see, you can create a block where you can add an input, where you can type in a value. You can create another block where you can have your Boolean operations. You can create a block where you can type in a text, like ask a question, do this, say my name is this, and the rest of it. So, but for this case, I don't need any of these options. That's why I just typed in the name of the name I want to give the block I created and selected OK. So I'll cancel this. So now to call this function that I've created, all I have to do is just to drag this feature, draw square, and drop it here. So for any time I click on the flag, all of this will happen, and once it gets to draw square, this particular command here would happen here. So it means that this draw square here, the instruction inside of it, the instruction it will execute is all of these things here. So let's click on this. Yeah, you see it did exactly the same thing. So there is something else I would show you so that we'll see when this actually repeats itself. Let's go to backdrop. So here we'll add a feature that would clean the drawing that is on the screen before making another one for every time we click on the flag. So we'll select event, we'll say when flag is clicked, we'll go to pen, select erase all, and we'll come here and select broadcast. I'll select new message, start. So what will happen here is that the background, that's the backdrop, once you click on the flag, the first thing that should happen is to check whether there is any previous drawing on the background. If there is, then erase all of it so that you can have a blank page to draw on. Then once you're done erasing, then you can now broadcast this message, start. So now we'll go back to the sprite and we'll take out when the flag is clicked and select when I receive start. So your backdrop says once the erase is done, then broadcast the message start. So if this message goes out, your sprite will receive it. So once your sprite receives the message start, then it executes this command. Okay, let's try it here. So you notice I wiped for a moment and then it should back up again. For you to be able to draw this square more than once, you call in a control structure, repeat, draw square, then give it the angle you want it to turn towards. because if I say repeat 10 times, it's just going to draw the square on a particular place. It will keep drawing on top of the one it's drawn before, and you would not really notice the difference, you see. So now I'll ask it to turn to a certain angle. Let's use 5, so that if it draws the first one, it will shift slightly and then draw the second one, so that you will see the one it drew the first time, see the second, the third, the fourth, and the rest of it. So let's try this. Okay, so you see that. So it did that 10 times, and you can see all 10 of them. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So that's really how cool it can be. So if we want to make it complete, let's set this command to, I think 72 should do the work, and you click on the flag. Okay, did you see that? And look at this amazing drawing here. See how cool this looks. So you can draw almost anything, but the thing is just you have to be able to write the code so that it gets the command and then gives you what you're looking for. So you see what your sprite drew with just squares. Now another thing I think we can do is to ask it the size it would like the squares to come in, the shapes to come in. So to do that, we'll go to sensing and we'll say ask. So you can place it here, here, and here. It really doesn't matter. Okay, well, let's leave it here. And you type in, oh sorry, enter size. So if you want the image, like the drawing, to appear bigger, instead of just being, because this 100 steps here already dictates that the sprite should draw 100 by 100 square. So if you want the square to not be 100 by 100, if you want a 50 by 50, a 60 by 60, a 70 by 70, whatever size you want. So you get the chance to enter the size here, and then your code here would execute the number. That's the size you've entered here. So after adding this command, you take this answer. So because if we run this program now, this command here will give you a chance to type in a digit here on the screen. So whatever number you type in there would automatically be stored in this code answer. So that number now replaces this 100 steps here. So let's try this here. You see, you get the opportunity to type in a size. If I don't want 100 by 100, maybe I want a 50 by 50, I'll type in 50 and click enter. And you see, this image is actually smaller. It's like 50% of the size of the previous image. Is that not cool? Yeah? So that is actually how easy it is to draw. So there is something I'm going to ask you to do. In the next lesson, actually, I'll be showing you how to not just draw a square, you get to draw other polygons, and I'm going to show you how you can actually enter the size. You're going to write a code where you can enter any size you want and it to draw it for you. So, but for now, I want you to think of how you can switch up the color of your drawings. Maybe you don't just want blue, you want green, you want yellow, you want something else. Let's see if we can find a way to infuse that to this. So we'll be stopping here today, and I hope to see you in the next session.